911, where's your emergency?
I need a medic over here now. Right now.
2214 Clover.
If you don't get over here now! No!
This case will stick with me forever. And not just because it happened in my hometown, but because it involves a guy who tried to bully me in high school. Now, he's not the victim in this story, even though he very much acted like one directly after his actions. Actions that ended with the death of an innocent woman. You're going to hear frantic 911 calls, see body cam footage, and witness the interrogation of a man I share a personal history with. You're about to see firsthand what happened the night emergency services were called in Jonesboro, Arkansas to administer aid to an unresponsive Sabrina Benson. But because I don't know much about Sabrina, this video will be about Shadrack Ward, my bully, the monster. I'm Mr. Black, and this is the disturbing truth. Someone threw a paper wad at the 9th grade history teacher during class when her back was turned. When she questioned who did it, Shadrach answered back without looking up from his desk, mumbling, "It wasn't me," said the little boy. And while I can't remember who did it, he was right. Shadrach hadn't been the culprit. Still, 20 plus years later, his unusual reply never left my memory. Shadrack Ward moved to Jonesboro, Arkansas, and attended the Nettleton School District when I was in the 8th grade. He was also in the 8th grade. I shared math, history, English, and career orientation with him. As far as I knew, he came from Brinkley, Arkansas, and that's what he told everyone. Rumor around school was that he was in a gang back there before ending up in some trouble that concluded with him being sent to live in Jonesboro. I have no idea how much of that's true, but that was the general consensus. Shadrach was much bigger than most of my 8th grade classmates. He looked like he was older too. I believe he may have been held back a grade, but I'm just not sure how many. He also looked quite tough, but to be honest, during his first year at Nettleton, he was quiet and didn't cause any issues. I actually kind of befriended him at the start, and apart from the fact that he often carried big wads of cash to school, the rumors seemed like nothing more than tall tales. But that was 8th grade. In 9th grade, I met another side of Shadrack Ward. I hadn't really stayed acquainted with Shadrach through our freshman year. I found a friend group that got me into a local youth group and steered away from anything that looked remotely like trouble. In 9th grade, I still had English class with Shadrach. I'll never forget it. It was 6th period, Mrs. Peterson's class. My friend Brandon was also in that class along with a couple of my other friends. These were good friends, but not the type of guys you'd expect to physically defend you if you were in trouble. They were church guys. Oh, they'd call the cops and be your witness for sure, but they weren't the type to ever throw down. Especially not with someone like Shadrach. Well, one day English class was in the library for some reason. I can't exactly remember why, but I do recall that a school dance was coming up. A luau or Sadie Hawkins or something like that. Anyway, Shadrach was desperate to get this girl in our class to go with him. Her name was Ashley. Ashley was the friend of my uncle's wife's daughter, and she couldn't be less interested in his advances, but Shadrach persisted, completely refusing to take no for an answer. I mean, he hounded this girl over and over until she finally snapped and roared at him to leave her alone. I laughed at him and joked that he got rejected. I thought I was still friendly enough with him to say it in a way that would come across lighthearted, but maybe still get him to chill out. Boy, was I wrong. From that moment, Shadrack Ward turned on me. I mean, he just snapped, and suddenly I was enemy number one. I, the first person to befriend him when he came to our school, was his target. I disrespected him, and I wasn't getting away with it. No matter what I did or said, there was no going back. Shadrach delivered threat after threat after threat, but I didn't want any kind of smoke. Yeah, okay, I'd fought in middle school in 5th and 6th grade when I needed to, but that stopped in 7th grade after I got my ass handed to me during football by Jeff McKnight. So I wasn't up for a physical altercation, especially not with potentially a gangster. But my apologies were useless. Shadrach had made up his mind, and after school, I was dead. Well, I survived after school that day. After 7th period, when the bell rang, everything was fine. Shadrach was nowhere near the bus area, so I made it home safe and figured his anger wouldn't carry over to the next day. Wrong again. He held a grudge. The next morning when I got to school before the first bell rang, I saw Shadrach in the school bathroom. We were alone. He was picking his hair in the mirror. I genuinely and sincerely apologized again, but he rejected it, saying, "Ain't nothing to talk about. We gonna see later after 6th period." And that was that. The rest of my day was filled with dreadful acceptance as Shadrach aggressively bumped into me in the halls, tried to trip me, and told me multiple times I was dead meat after 6th period. And it didn't take long for that hour to roll around. In English class, I sat a couple seats up from Shadrach and like one row to the left. Well, boy, did he really try to humiliate me that day. Multiple times when Miss Peterson turned her back, he'd get up from his desk and kick me hard in the legs or the ribs where I sat, and then rush back to his seat as if nothing happened. He thought this was funny. It was like he liked having an audience. And he did have an audience. But these people weren't laughing or cutting up with him. They could just tell that the matter was serious. Me, I never engaged. I was terrified. I just wanted to disappear. But I was not a magician. One of my friends told me just to go tell the teacher, but pride blocked my response. Another one told me Shadrach was gonna kill me. And not in a joking way, this was like a concerned, worried kind of tone. But I was just kind of hoping that the quieter I was, the more likely it would be that the situation would dissolve. Of course, it didn't. As the 6th hour bell rang, I felt like a dead man walking. While I stood at my locker with most of my classmates digging through theirs, out of nowhere Shadrach appears and slams my books out of my hands. I pick them up. He does it again. I felt like everyone was watching. I picked my books up one more time, only to have them knocked down again. At that point, I was beyond frustrated. He'd been antagonizing me for 24 hours. A guy I thought at one time was some kind of friend was now about to attack me. My fear faded. I didn't pick my books up again. I just stood straight up and stared back at him. Then he shoved me, I shoved him back. And that's when Shadrach swung. I ducked. It really felt like slow motion. I remember his arm swinging right over my head and I think hitting the person behind me. I believe that person was my friend Brandon. I don't know, it was quick, but one thing was for sure. His fist didn't make contact with me. I have no idea what possessed me, but the result of that possession ended up in the math teacher's room where Shadrach and I tumbled over desks and tussled on the ground for several minutes. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I bet you got your ass kicked. But when I say this bully was all bark and zero bite, I'm not exaggerating. In defending myself, I left this guy bruised and bloody. I mean, he was spitting up red in the principal's office and I didn't have a mark on my face. He only got one good strike in when he kicked me in the face as I was being pulled off him by two fellow students, Adam and Patrick. And even when that kick landed, I wasn't hurt. The two guys let my arms go and one of them said, "Get him." And I did, to the point where he could barely stand up. At that point, I just put my hands up and said, "Okay, he's done." And that was the end of the fight. After I was escorted into the office, I recall the principal inspecting my face and asking me if Shadrach even punched me. I told him I didn't think so. He asked me if the blood on my shirt was mine. I told him no. He said, "Well, I'll be damned." I guess no one's money was on me to come out ahead against Shadrach. But Shadrach sat in the office all beaten up, still talking about how he was going to kill me. The principal informed him that he already tried that and it didn't work. When I tell you Shadrack Ward was an awful fighter, I can't express how truly shocked I was at his inability to physically handle himself. All the tough talk and the persona he portrayed was a giant facade. It left me wondering if he'd ever actually been in a scrap. You know how when you fight in your dreams and you're super slow or weak, as if you're stuck in the mud or underwater? Well, it was like that, only I must have been stuck in Shadrach's dream. Or better yet, my nightmare became his. I don't remember if he lost any teeth or whatever, but I definitely still have scars on my knuckles from that day caused by his teeth. Thankfully, several witnesses, including teachers, vouched for my innocence. One of those was the math teacher, Miss Kofer. God rest her soul. She marched straight into the office on a mission proclaiming I only defended myself and nothing more. We were both suspended, of course, because they have to set an example, but my suspension was not put in my record as my response was justified. One of the guys who pulled me off Shadrach to separate us actually saw Shadrach at his locker the day after the fight. Adam informed him that he was suspended and not supposed to be at school. Shadrach replied with, "Says who?" Adam said, "The law." Shadrach responded with, "I am the law." He moved school that very day, and I never saw him again. I also don't think I was in another fight in school after that either. So that was the last I'd heard about Shadrack Ward in almost 20 years. After high school, I ended up moving away to Europe in 2005 and had been living there ever since. But in 2020, after not even visiting the States in over 13 years, I decided to finally come home and introduce my family to my wife. Our return flights were canceled constantly due to the pandemic, which ended up stranding us in Jonesboro for almost 4 months. I reconnected with a lot of old classmates, and as I did, my Facebook algorithm began suggesting more familiar faces from my hometown. One of those was Shadrack Ward. He seemed to be doing okay. I sent him a friend request and he accepted. I asked if he remembered me. He said he did. I explained that though our friendship went sour in high school, I hoped he was doing okay. He said he was, and not to worry. Things like that happen in school. He said he doesn't hold a grudge, and it was good to hear from me too. I told him I'd moved to Europe, and he told me he'd been gone for 7 years and had just come home. And that was the last time I spoke to Shadrack Ward. My wife and I were finally able to get a flight home to Europe on the 1st of July 2020. In October of 2023, we came back to Arkansas again to attend my 20-year high school reunion. At the reunion, a classmate informed me of something that completely made my blood run cold. It all started with a 911 call to 2214 Clover Drive in Jonesboro, Arkansas, just before Thanksgiving of 2021. That address belonged to Shadrack Ward and his fiancée, Sabrina Benson.
911, where's your emergency?
Hey,
Yes.
I need a medic over here now. 2214 Clover. Right now.
2214 Clover?
Yes, right
Okay.
now.
All right,
now.
what's it for? What's it for?
My old lady, we was drinking and she fell out. I need medic
Okay.
now.
All right, we'll get him over there.
Now.
Sir, I'm getting him over there.
If you don't get over here now.
I got to hang up the call. We'll get him there right away. Thank you.
Where's your emergency?
Where are they at?
Sir, we have people en route, okay?
No, where the they at?
Sir, we have people en route. We have fire, EMS, and an officer there on their way.
Did you tell them where I'm at? 2214 Clover.
2214 Clover. Yes, sir, we have it.
Yes.
Okay,
Wait.
they're en route. Yes,
Hold
sir.
up.
Is she breathing? Is she breathing? Sir. Sir, what's going on? Is she breathing?
What?
Are you having trouble breathing too?
No, I'm all right.
Okay, well, is she breathing?
Breathe. Breathe.
We have
Fucking
people en route,
breathe.
okay?
Fucking breathe. What the they at?
Sir?
What the they at?
Sir, I need you to lower your voice with me. They are on their way.
No, I ain't gonna lower my motherfucking voice.
Sir,
What the they at?
they are on their way, sir.
Well, goddamn it, if they ain't here, so long.
Okay, they will be there in just a second, okay?
911, where's your emergency?
Where the y'all at?
The ambulance should be pulling up in the next few moments. The fire
I
department.
don't want to fucking pull up.
I'm sorry? Sir. Sir.
Ain't no motherfucking pull up.
Yeah, they are. Tell me what's going on with her. Is she breathing?
What is doing one thing?
Excuse
We're
me?
drinking and she fell out.
Is she breathing now? Is she conscious
What?
now?
I'm gonna get her to keep you up.
I'm sorry? I can't understand you when you're yelling. Hello? What are you saying? Slow down. What are you asking me?
Where the they at?
I just told you the ambulance is about to pull up. We also have the fire department en route because they're medically trained. And there's also, can you hear the sirens?
I got this shit.
2214 Clover. It's what you told me. That's where I sent them.
And you fucking hung over me.
I can't.
need the
I
fucking thing.
I can't. can't understand what he's saying.
You will.
Hello?
Please. Please. Stop. Please. Please.
The fire department should be pulling up outside right now.
They take that long to get her. I'm right here behind you.
Look outside. They're outside. You got to let them in. The fire department's outside, sir. Hello?
Jonesboro Police Department officers arrive on the scene sometime around 3 a.m., just after the first responders. I've obtained all the body cam footage available, subtitled it, and edited each angle together so you can see exactly what happened that night.
Show you on scene at 311.
Come on now. Let me check. She's breathing, please. I'm not trying to be aggressive with y'all. I know.
Dispatch 134.
She's still breathing, right? Greg, check for me. Somebody double check for me.
You advise George Ocean Victor 774.
Check him. Yeah, he needs to check.
B. And then boy.
What's her name? Sabrina. Sabrina, can you hear me?
She been on any kind of no drugs taken at night or anything, right?
No. We
Just drinking?
Yeah.
Just making sure I don't need Narcan or anything like that.
Let's pull her in here.
I told him.
You guys didn't take anything else?
Nah, hell no. She drank wine. I was drinking
Just take the wine? Okay, all right.
She don't drink nothing but wine.
All right.
30 seconds until analysis will...
We're here for me.
Man, look, this is not the time.
You're good. No, I was
Man, look,
just asking you to move.
don't talk to me. Please.
Get out of the way.
Man, don't talk to me like this, man. Man, well, don't talk to me like this.
We're just trying to get her to the hospital, all right?
You don't talk to me like this. What's wrong with you?
We're just trying to get her to the hospital, man.
Think about yourself.
Listen to me.
Man,
Listen
look,
to me.
man. You think about yourself in this.
Hey, I am. But you can't get in there in
Man,
their way.
don't touch me.
I want y'all.
Calm down.
No,
It's
man.
gonna be okay. They gonna take care of her. It'll be
Go
okay.
get help.
We're trying to let him take care of
I
it.
know.
So,
No.
as we can.
Ma'am.
Take him over there.
Listen to me.
Take him over there. Okay, sorry.
No.
Are you my best friend or not? They got her.
Yeah.
No.
She gonna be okay.
Obviously, I don't want to have to do anything.
Right. I
He's
know.
got to stay here and calm down so we can have someone come talk to him, okay?
Okay.
That's all we have.
Okay.
But I want to let y'all do that so we don't. I know he's in a tough spot. We don't want to do anything.
Our
Let-
presence just makes it worse for
Yeah.
us.
Well, I'm going to let y'all do that. Just try to talk to him. Tell him she's going to be okay. Whatever you got
What
to do.
hospital are y'all taking? Do you know?
You know what
hospital
hospital?
they
St.
take us?
St. Bernard's, probably.
Okay.
Whatever's closest at this point.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you know her name and stuff?
I don't. We was over here earlier, but I just met them tonight. I was.
Gotcha.
So you don't know him either? You don't
I
know
met
him?
him through him, so we was over here.
Who is this guy to you? Is that your boyfriend or
It's just my friend.
friend?
Gotcha.
Okay.
I ain't coming nobody. No. I just got over here late. They was already over here.
To clarify, the African-American woman you see on the right allegedly goes by Mia. She works at one of the local Jonesboro hospitals and is friends with the African-American guy in the blue, Timothy Fields. Tim and Mia were at the house previously until around midnight. Mia just met Shadrach and Sabrina that night, but Tim is Shadrach's best friend. He's the person Shadrach was calling and cursing at a few moments ago in the house, while the first responders worked to resuscitate Sabrina.
He called me and asked me would I bring him over here. Because he called him screaming.
So were
he
you
said,
over here with them earlier?
Yes. But I was only here for a couple
looked
minutes.
okay?
I don't know. Yes. She was drinking wine.
About what time was that?
Oh, God. I don't know. Oh, God.
It's 3:22 now. So
11, 12, maybe?
It's when you're
it's
outside.
earlier.
Yes.
You should just out of nowhere.
I don't know where.
Right, yeah.
She
You
was
weren't
sitting
here
up
for that. I'm sorry.
talking to my church. I said I gotta go to church tomorrow. I gotta sing. She said she sing too. And she told me her name, y'all. I don't forget.
Hey, but y'all got any spray readily available or anything?
Do you, maybe you can get some information.
Let me try my best. Oh, here you go. What's her full name?
Sabrina Benson.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, buddy. I'm about to work on it. He's clearly not very happy.
I ain't got no time for that.
Which hospital? Which hospital?
Take it to NEA.
NEA?
Take it to NEA.
Okay.
I don't want that.
He wants NEA.
NEA.
Hey, do we know if she's allergic to anything?
Does she have any allergies?
No allergic to any medicine? No. Anything like that? Is she diabetic?
Sabrina Benson.
She's not diabetic?
Let him know NEA is where she's going.
Go to the go.
NEA is where he requested
Did you at least get her name?
We let
Okay.
her know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Does she live here?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I got a name tag for her.
You don't know his name.
Huh?
You remember his name?
Shadrack earlier. Oh, I'm a terrible
You're
friend.
good. You're good.
Yeah, you just went briefly. Okay. It's okay. It's okay.
You're good. Hey, man, what's your name? You're good.
Shadrack is all I know. I know she's from Blythe. She told me that.
Yeah,
She's from Blythe.
since she works at.
What's my name? Yeah. She need my name for.
Because you're the person that
You live here, fool.
Yeah, you live here.
That's what you worried about? I need to be trying to worry about her. Don't give a fuck about my mother.
Are you a medical professional?
Please take care of Oh, my God. I'm sorry, guys.
You're fine. We'll just give him a minute. As long as he stays here, we can talk to him when a supervisor shows up.
I truly admire JPD's patience here. They and the medics are doing everything they can to try and help Sabrina. As far as they know, she was drinking and passed out. There's no more context for the situation, so there's no immediate cause for suspicion in regards to her boyfriend, Shadrack Ward. But every time someone questions Shadrack, he blows up and begins to get aggressive with those who are simply trying to save his fiance's life. This is already a giant red flag.
I guess it's safe to assume he's probably intoxicated, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so. He was when I got over there. That's why I left.
Get him out!
Yeah. He was like doing some sketchy stuff.
They have to strap her down with the IV. They have to get her the IV. They have to get her all the.
Calm down. I know you worried about her, but chill.
What's your first name, man?
Just calm down.
Shit. First name Shadrack? What's your last name?
Ward. Why they still saying that?
They're running tests on her right now.
Yeah,
They got to run some stuff.
The shit they would do in the
They
emergency
start
room
our
is
bees
what
and
they
your
do right
fluid
here.
starts,
stupid.
Shadrack. You got to calm down.
Hey, Bubba. You can't go.
Yeah, I know. What's up? Yeah, hey, don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. Come on. Where your house?
Should we let them inside?
What?
Let them inside?
He's going to stay here. I don't want to put a guy in handcuffs.
Yeah, no, I mean, I completely understand. And they're trying to.
He's on his way.
So, right now they're trying to stabilize. It looked like they were trying to trade, maybe, or do something. Maybe she was charcoal her or something to try to get her throw up. I don't know, but it was something that was going down too wise. So they can't do that while driving. They can't do that while driving. So
yeah. Supposed to, all I've got, she's supposed to not be allergic to any medicine. She's not diabetic. That's all I can get out of them right now. That's the best I can do.
Please chill out.
Y'all at home.
Yeah.
Don't get up in your house.
Oh, what's that?
Hey.
I'll go to war. For what? It ain't even nothing popping out. Come on, man. You doing dumb shit, bro.
Come on. Give me.
Man, so I'm gonna be doing that shit. The law probably on
His boyfriend, he was the one here.
Okay.
Just got his information. They were the only two home.
I ain't know what the fuck you doing to you and fell and hollered at you. Get me threw up. I ain't know what the fuck going on. Oh, they gonna need that equipment, ain't it? Yeah, well, she had fell and shit. I don't know what the fuck going on. Shit.
What you say?
I was just saying, do you think that he would be okay letting us look in the house, just make sure there wasn't like any signs of a fight or anything like that, or?
I think so. I don't know. I just met them tonight.
Yeah, she's.
I'm just saying, Mike.
If they use that on her, then I wouldn't worry about that.
Okay, he tried shooting an officer one time.
This statement really stood out to me. The cop just stated on his body cam that Shadrack Ward tried to shoot a police officer before. This part of the footage made me stop and think about my recent conversation with Shadrack on Facebook. He'd been gone for 7 years. I wondered if this statement had anything to do with it. It was at this point in my research that I started looking into Shadrack's record. We'll come back to that later.
Hey, Shadrack, you care if I come talk to you, man?
Come on, we'll step up.
Can I talk to you for a second?
Talk to me.
What happened? Like, you just kind of walked me
Man,
through
we had been here drinking, that was it.
Okay. Does she stay here?
Hell yeah, she live here. Man, that's my fiance.
Okay, it's your fiance?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
man, keep the bullshit, man. What you want to know?
Listen,
bro.
I just want to know, like, do you care if we look around the house, just make sure there wasn't any signs of a...
God damn it. Come on. No. You need to chill out. Ain't no looking around the house and all that dumb shit, bro. You need to chill the fuck out. I'm worried about her. You need to calm down, bro. Man, they are like, goddamn, I did something to this my way.
We don't know. We're just trying to rule that out and make sure, because somebody's going to come back later and say,
well, don't come at me like that.
I'm coming at you like,
calm down,
like anybody else, man.
Okay.
All right? I'm not trying to insinuate that you've done anything wrong, okay?
That shit stinks.
But what I'm saying is, if you don't mind, would you care if we looked around real quick just to make sure like there's nothing, there's no signs or whatever?
Ain't no he in his right mind.
Initially, it may seem very easy to take issue with the fact that Shadrack's friend in blue, Tim, is making things difficult for investigating officers at times. But remember, you're watching this video on the side of knowledge that tells you that there's more to this situation than meets the eye. After all, this is a true crime documentary. That fact alone foreshadows something darker than one might assume if the same scenario was unfolding right before your very own eyes. We shouldn't be too hard on Tim. As far as he knows, his best friend's girlfriend is having a medical emergency. And Tim's best friend is also highly intoxicated and on parole. He'll continue to advise Shadrack throughout the body cam footage. I think this is smart and loyal on Tim's part as a friend. He's doing nothing that a good lawyer wouldn't do in the same situation. Only Tim likely isn't professionally trained in legal consultation, which really just makes it harder for him. I can't fault Tim for thinking in his best friend's interest under the assumption of presumed innocence. Tim has a tough task through all this. His frustration with Shadrack, as evident throughout the rest of the footage, elevates several times as he attempts to control his best friend to keep him from breaking parole. But even he can't seem to understand why Shadrack keeps reacting so aggressively. I think this is an indication of just how in the dark Tim was about what was happening. For Timothy Fields, this is not a true crime documentary. It's real life in real time. He tries to keep Shadrack calm, protect Shadrack's presumably innocent rights, and also cooperate with law enforcement by providing the information they need to help Sabrina. Considering the pressure he was under, in my opinion, Timothy Fields did a pretty good job.
Okay, well then the other option is we're going to get a search warrant and we'll have...
I don't give a mother search warrant. Calm down, bro. Chill out.
That's fine. I'm just trying to rule it out, man. But it's because most people don't just fall out like that. So just it's okay.
Calm down. That's all right, man. First thing y'all want to do is get searched.
Well, because we don't know what happened, okay? And so I mean, if it were me, I would say, yeah, look around, make sure.
No, I ain't nothing. I tell you what, if I was on one side and I shot a motherfucker, what y'all do, man?
I don't know.
Chill out. What y'all do?
Last time you tried, your gun malfunctioned.
What you grabbing that shit for?
I ain't grabbing
about this shit, man.
Okay?
Yo, chill the fuck out, bro.
See what I mean? This is not easy for Tim, who seems to be having to play several positions at once. Unfortunately, not all of these positions are on the same team.
Chill out. Man, come on. Hey, I ain't know what the fuck happened to her, bro. She hollered my name, goddamn me, and I ran to her.
I done stepped out on this shit.
Yeah.
What? You worry about this shit? Yeah, that's just thing.
You got a floor mat right here, man.
Calm down, Shadrack.
Or a house mat or whatever.
Listen, we want to see you go out there with her and make sure she's okay, right? We're not trying to.
You doing my motherfucking search warrant. Motherfucker, you know I'm on parole. Don't come to me with no motherfucking shit like that. Come to me straight. Don't come to me
Damn, dude!
You shut the fuck up.
Chill the fuck out!
I ain't fucked about that shit. If you gonna take me to jail, take me to jail for whatever you gonna take me to jail for.
You ain't got to go to jail, so chill!
I'm worried about my motherfucking old lady. She fell out when she hollered my name. I thought she was just bullshit. Don't come to me with that shit. I'm worried about her. If you got anything, you come to me later.
What hospital are y'all taking her to?
He said NEA, so that's where they gonna
Let's go to NEA. How about that? Yeah,
No,
Come on.
He can't go.
Put him in the car.
He can't go.
Ain't
He
nobody
cannot go.
touch me, man.
He cannot go.
Nobody touch me. I wish the fuck y'all would.
I got it. Go put him in the car.
Tase me to do whatever the fuck.
Go put him in the car.
Yeah. So we're over here at Shadrack Ward's house.
He's good.
I was make sure you don't get into the.
Put him in the car. Just why won't you put him in the car? Go put him in the car.
Stay over here for me, bud.
Golly, this
Hey, guy. Yeah, good to come in the second one. How she doing? Please tell me something. Man, see,
because y'all ain't gonna take advantage of him while he's drunk. Y'all know that y'all can't talk to him while he tipsy like that, man.
So,
Come on, man.
I was just
That's
going
not
to
even
look to see
right.
if there was any signs of
I need to lock his door, bro.
anything like that, so.
If y'all gonna do search warrants and all that, y'all can do that, but I need to lock his door.
Well, if he's on parole, I don't have to get a search warrant.
Well, do whatever, but I need to lock the door. Y'all can come back and do all that.
No, we're already here. We're going to take care of it right now. We're not going to let any.
Well, y'all can be some real dicks. You know that,
we
right?
Can be.
He worried about his woman.
I understand.
You talking
that
about some search warrant shit for what?
Yeah. All right. Well, tell you what. You can go. You can go. You can shut that door if you want.
nowhere. I'm welcome here.
Okay.
I'm more welcome here than you are.
Okay.
That's real disrespectful. If this was your situation, you wouldn't be trying to hear this shit.
If this was my situation, I would have said, yeah.
You can
do what
say
you
all
gotta
that
do.
bullshit all you want to. No, you wouldn't, man.
All right.
I'm not stupid. I'm a grown ass man, man. I'm not a child.
Not showing record state file for
Yeah.
Shadrack Ward.
Alright,
What's his real first name?
Lock you in this one.
All right. So I don't know who this guy is, but he's being a real winner. Apparently she was in the hallway, and then whenever Bridges got here, they dragged her into the living room so that he could start doing chest compressions and stuff. But I was just asking if he cared. We look in the house, make sure there wasn't any signs of a struggle or anything like that. You know, I mean, I hate to go like to the bedroom and it be like thrown around and have head marks in the drywall and stuff like that. And he's drunk, so. But they're saying he's on parole, but he's wanting to go to the hospital, which he will cause massive problems at the hospital. In fact, we may end up probably having to fight him out here in the driveway. You know who Shadrack Ward is, right?
Front door.
He's the one I think that tried to shoot at officers at Sybil Cove a long time ago, but his gun jammed. And then some other stuff.
He's just asking for a call right now.
Shadrack, listen to me. We're going to follow them to the hospital, okay? Okay? Go this way. We follow them to the hospital. I know out here, they just doing, that's the regular protocol.
Why? Because I'm on parole or something?
No.
That's what y'all do to a mother.
No.
Hey.
Stop that.
I'm tired of this.
I know, it's the regular protocol. That's what they do. Come on, let's follow them to the hospital.
Mia has a tough job too. She's also trying to keep Shadrack calm. But Shadrack is much bigger than her and unpredictably grows more aggressive as time goes on. I really feel for Mia. She's only a friend of Tim's and she just met Shadrach and Sabrina that night. If there's a person on the body cam footage who least expected to find themselves in a situation like this, I'd bet it's her. But as you'll see, she did everything she could to help. Mia very well could have dropped Tim off on Clover Drive and bolted. But she didn't, and I can appreciate that.
Okay.
I'm worried about Longo.
I know, that's what I'm telling you.
Search the house, do whatever you want to do.
Exactly, you just gave permission.
I'm
Bam,
doing
let's go to the
long as she
hospital.
all right.
Y'all ready? Come on, Shadrack, let's just
I'm
follow.
waiting on her.
How you gonna? If they pull out before us, we gotta get in the car.
We're fine where we're at for a second. I think shit.
They working on them.
Well, y'all something else.
No. Shadrack, cut that out. It ain't got nothing to do. Back up, okay? Please. I'm begging. I know, yeah, you just met me, I know. But I need you to bag up. I need you to stay calm.
Nigga, get a truck, bro.
Man, I ain't doing it.
They're in your house illegally.
Man, I ain't doing it.
Go get a truck, horns back. I own mine. We'll find out where they taking it from.
Just so you know, NEA is where you request
NEA.
yourself. Just so you know where she's at, okay? I just want to make sure that you're aware. Do you have any more questions for them?
Shadrack.
They want to say that. Especially like a dumbass shit. Man, talk to me, man. Tell me something.
What's up?
No, tell me something first.
What do you want to know?
Tell me what the f going on.
I don't know. It looks like she passed out. I guess she's puking up some. Did y'all eat dinner or something earlier? What y'all eat?
She had made some goddamn, what's the name?
Y'all made it here at the house?
Chip and dip, Rotel.
Okay, y'all made it here at the house?
Yeah, she really don't drink brown liquor. That's what we doing. We said we drink. Everybody that was here, that's what we drink.
She drink a little bit of wine?
But she don't drink brown. Yeah, but she started drinking.
If you ask me, this is one of the most telling parts of the body cam footage. It sounds like Shadrach is describing how Sabrina doesn't normally drink brown alcohol, but she started drinking it that night. He then follows up with the sentence, "Don't ever come at me like that." It seems to me like Shadrack Ward is trying to change the subject. Every time officers try to question Shadrach about what led up to Sabrina's incapacitation, he makes a huge, aggressive fuss over it. You might argue that this could be a symptom of an alcoholic blackout. But if you ask me, Shadrach's avoidance of answering questions makes me think he's intentionally hiding something. We'll come back to this later on.
Right.
Don't never come at me like that, man. That's what's wrong with a lot of people, man. Just because I'm a fucking fella or what?
Man,
search my house, do whatever.
I had no idea who you were when I showed up here, you know what I'm saying?
Don't come at me like that, man. My concern is her. I don't give a fuck about the rest of that shit.
That's our concern as well.
We've been drinking, yeah, that's what we do. I'm at home.
Right.
I go to work every day. Do shit.
Shadrack.
You need to calm down, bro.
Please. It's just making it worse. Shadrack. Come on. Please.
Let me calm down. Let me calm down. Let me calm down.
You requested NEA.
Why is this in? Why y'all still here?
Because what they're doing, they can't drive while they're doing it.
They can't drive.
I asked you a question.
Hey,
why y'all? I'm talking to you.
They can't drive the ambulance.
What you jumping in my face for?
Don't get in his face, man.
Well, I asked him a question.
I'm trying to answer it. They can't work on her while they drive right now. They're doing very particular stuff and they can't drive the ambulance.
You think about it. Is that your wife? That's your fiance?
I would want her to get worked on.
Man, fuck that shit. You gotta work on it.
They doing their job.
Hey, they're getting ready to pull up, okay?
So y'all taking the NEA?
NEA. You said NEA.
Thanks.
So let's go.
Wait.
I got you.
Take it. Now. Give me a ride. Turn my arm on. I heard you.
I got you.
You gotta stay calm.
I'm 41 dispatch, I'll be out on Clover.
What the? Say my
So. Man, what the f you still in my fucking house for? I told you was in there illegal. What the fuck were you in my fucking house for?
You didn't want to listen to
What the fuck you in my fucking house for? I don't care what you grab me.
You're on parole.
I don't give a fuck about that shit.
Calm down.
I don't give a fuck about that shit.
Chill.
Sometimes it's smoke.
I know I'm finna take you to a chill.
You were in such my fucking house, bro. Man, get up. You ain't searching my fucking house. You ain't got my drawers out here. You searching my mother. I don't give a fuck about that shit.
Calm down.
She is my only concern. Go fuck. You searching my mother house like I got some drugs. All I got is alcohol. Take me to her. You got the right to remain silent, nigga. It don't matter. Be the fuck quiet. Just shut up. That's all I've been telling you. Shut up. My own concern, my own. I'm finna take you to your old lady. Take his house up. They're about to take you to the house. I don't give a I'm trying to make it where you can go be with your woman. Right. God damn.
You can't be acting like that at the hospital.
That's what I'm saying.
The hospital
He's just trying to take care of
They
you.
gonna call the police if you act like this.
The hospital.
He's just trying to take care of you.
The hospital is not
man.
I know.
Y'all don't understand, man.
I don't, but I do at the same time, okay?
We just gotta
I
get
understand that the hospital will not let you be there how you are right now. Right? Why? Because you're irate. You're out of your wits. Okay? You're
I'm doing what a man supposed to do.
You're intoxicated. You're angry. Right? But they're not gonna let that happen. They're not gonna let that happen over at the hospital. They're gonna call us.
I apologize, but I'm doing what a man supposed to do. Piss off.
Well, deal is.
But we want you to be able to be there for her.
Get the parole officer, search the house, do whatever you want to do.
We're not worried about that.
Search that, tear this bitch up. I don't give a fuck.
I'm be honest with you.
I just want to go
we
to
don't
one
need the
shit.
parole officer
I don't give a
search
fuck about this shit.
That's what I'm saying. We don't need him to be here. We can search him.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful to y'all, man. My only concern is her.
100% understand that, man. But the deal is, we have to make sure and rule out every possible anything whatsoever before we let you go back over there with her, right?
Parole officer over here, you can search.
Right.
You can search everything.
We have to rule out any circumstance possible before we let you go back there with her back to the hospital, right?
Well, I thought she was playing when she was calling my name.
I get that, but we don't know what happened. And we're trying to make sure that's actually what happened.
All right.
Come on, man, let's go. Let's go. Let's take you to the hospital.
Lock, turn the alarm off. I don't know how to do it. How I do it. Close the door. Close the fucking door. Can you get your foot out the door? Excuse me. Excuse me.
We putting this alarm.
Can I turn the alarm on?
Yeah.
Boys down.
I'm trying, man. Y'all see I'm dealing with the same shit y'all dealing with, bro.
Yeah, make sure you lock all the doors or close all the doors before you put the alarm and all that stuff.
Did you lock all of them?
I'm not trying to make it hard, but I want to let you know. We go to the hospital, I'm causing the same. If you went up there and we'd like to.
Now what? I mean, I'm gonna hold them off as long as I
I'm on the phone with your parole officer, actually.
I don't give a fuck. I'll actually tell
Don't! I'm on the phone with her.
I don't give a fuck about that shit.
Calm down, I'm on the phone with her.
My concern is my own
I know that, but you gotta calm down or they're not gonna let you come in the hospital like that.
Anyways.
Yes, thank you.
You want me to go post up right outside the hospital?
He's not taking the hospital.
Was she drinking here? Or?
Yes. Yeah. They left about 11 or 12, and she was still up drinking some wine. He said that they had had some chips and queso.
If we do, we're going to end up having to tase and fight and all kinds
been
of
drinking.
stuff.
She don't normally drink.
So we're going to have to tase and fight and all that stuff. Do you think that we need to do that right now? Or do you think that we need to look? He's got a friend with him that's trying to calm him down. He seems to be calming him down some. I don't know. Did he just get the driver's side?
No, he's in the back seat.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get somebody up at NEA.
He's not taking him to the hospital.
Oh, is he not? Okay, all right, good. All right, he's not taking him to the hospital then.
My understanding of the events that followed after the body cam footage cut off is that Tim and Mia didn't take Shadrach to the hospital. I don't know where they took him, but I do know that eventually he got to the hospital with 2 other black males. I also know Sabrina Benson never recovered. She was pronounced dead at the hospital. According to the JPD incident report, initially no foul play was detected by the coroner on first inspection of Sabrina's body. The coroner stated that the 2 men at the hospital with Shadrach refused to cooperate with the investigation. When asked several times who Shadrach was in relation to the victim, the men denied knowing him before walking out of the room. Sabrina's own family identified Shadrach as Sabrina's partner, even though Shadrach also denied it. Shadrach was allowed to leave on his own free will, and it appears as though initially Sabrina's death was thought to be some kind of overdose. But this wouldn't be Shadrach's last run-in with the law. On February 8th of 2022, Just a few months after Sabrina's death, a parole search was conducted at a North Church Street apartment in Jonesboro. Cops were greeted by a woman named Shayna Perry, who told officers that the apartment belonged to Shadrack Ward. Shayna was caught trying to hide a pink bag in a chair. The bag contained 14 grams of methamphetamine, a used glass pipe, 3 digital scales, multiple bags used for manufacturing narcotics, and 4 unknown pills. When police inspected the laundry room, they found an additional 60 pills thought to be ecstasy. Then when they searched the bedroom of the apartment, they discovered a loaded shotgun. Shayna then informed cops that Shadrach had tried to leave the house with it, but she had took it off him. When Shadrach returned, he was arrested, charged as a habitual offender, and sent to jail. That same month, February of 2022, new information came to light by way of the full autopsy of Sabrina Benson. The Arkansas State Crime Lab advised that they had observed petechial hemorrhaging in the eyes of Sabrina Benson, something typical in cases of strangulation. They also found bruising on the sides and back of her head, as well as bruising around her neck, all common in cases that involve strangulation. Further screenings indicated that there were no drugs or alcohol in Sabrina's system at the time of her death, contrary to what Shadrach seemed to portray on the body cam footage from November of 2021. Sabrina did not appear to have been drinking brown liquor. If she drank anything at all that night, it wasn't much. Shadrach was already in custody of the state when he was dispatched on February 21st for an interview with Detective Bill Brown regarding these new findings in relation to the Sabrina Benson case. You will now witness a very different side of Shadrack Ward.
Mr. Ward?
Yes, sir.
Shadrack Ward? Hey, how you doing today? Doing all right? Well, I'm Detective Bill Brown. Appreciate you coming in here talking with me. I know they transported you up here, but appreciate you coming. Everything going good out there right now? No. You got a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah.
No,
I'm trying to see what's going on now.
We'll get that out of the way here in a little bit. Let me get a little bit of personal information from you, okay? And your name is Shadrack Ward, right?
Yes, sir.
S-H-A-D-R-A-C-K?
Yes, sir.
What's your middle name?
I don't have one.
Don't have one. How old are you?
38.
38. Thought you might be a little older than that, because a lot of my age now, they didn't give middle names. That's one of them hard ones to remember. I've run into a couple of people that remember it. Most of them got some kind of fascination with numbers or some kind of accounting or something like that. I don't ever use mine, so I don't ever remember it. Don't really care about numbers either. All right. Let me go ahead and get some admin paperwork out of the way and read your statement of rights, okay? Sure you've heard this before? Especially since you're here right now, like that. All right, we're here talking about case number 21-11195. All right. Before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. I know it says you have the right to remain silent, but I appreciate the verbal yes. All right, and anything you say can be used against you in court. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions that happen with you during questioning. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questions if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering any time. You also have the right to stop answering any time until you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Alright, here's a waiver. I have read this statement of my rights and I understand what my rights are. I am willing to make a statement and answer questions. I do not want a lawyer at this time. I understand and know what I'm doing. No promises or threats have been made to me. No pressure or coercion of any kind has been used against me. You want to talk to me today?
Yes, sir.
I sure appreciate that. You'll sign right there. I'm going to sign down here as a witness. Again, Detective Bill Brown. And today is going to be February 21st. I'll tell you what, the year is flying by.
Yes.
10:15 hours. Seems like the older I get, the quicker everything goes. The older my kids and grandkids get.
Bill Brown probably knows as much about Shadrack Ward as humanly possible, but he'll ask questions he already knows the answer to in order to be tactical. Bill is also going to be friendly and polite with Ward in order to establish a rapport that gets Shadrack to converse comfortably. This helps avoid duress as well, which a defending attorney could potentially use to render a confession void during trial. By Bill Brown mentioning time passing and children or grandkids growing up, the detective is likely sowing a psychological seed for an angle he'll use later on in the interview.
Alright, so, Mr. Ward, what do people call you?
Shadrack.
Shadrack? You mind if I call you Shadrack today?
Yeah.
Alright, Shadrack, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I just came home from prison. Came home March 5th.
Last year?
2020.
2020?
Started working at Riceland and.
Okay. Getting life back together.
Yeah, trying to get back, adapt to society. And what else? I had met a nice old lady when I came home. And,
oh, really? Who's that?
Sabrina Benson.
Okay.
And, one of the best things I had in my life. And we started off and, started taking things slowly and, just focus.
Doing things right.
Yeah, focus on working and, just trying to do what I gotta do and stay out of trouble and not go back to prison and spend time with my kids, working on getting things, trying to see my kids. And
how many kids you got?
I have 4.
4? How old are they?
18, 17, 14, and 13.
18, 17, 13, 14. Boys, girls?
3 boys and a girl.
3 boys and a girl. Which one's a girl? How old is she?
14.
14. So that's the age Daddy needs to really talk to her.
Yeah.
Okay. So you start seeing your kids more?
Yeah, I was seeing my kids more because, like I said, I wasn't who I was when I first left and being in a lot of trouble and all that.
We all make mistakes.
For the record, quite literally, mistakes is an understatement. Remember when I mentioned that I dug into Shadrack's record? Well, since high school, it doesn't appear like Shadrack was ever on the straight and narrow for long. For instance, Shadrack was in prison from 2014 to 2020. On New Year's Day of 2014, 2 JPD officers on patrol in West Washington heard what sounded like a gunshot ring out. After several more gunshots were heard, officers arrived at an apartment on Matthews Avenue where they spotted a male in a blue blazer holding a shotgun. After retreating into the residence, Shadrack eventually dropped the gun and surrendered. He was searched and found with 2 grams of crack cocaine, digital scales, and bags for manufacturing a controlled substance. Shadrack was already on parole at this time. He was of course arrested and taken back to prison for almost 7 years. And about a year before that incident in 2013, Shadrack was kicked out of a house on Mamie Cove by homeowner Janelle Hall after a domestic disturbance. He said in front of multiple witnesses that he would burn down the house if he was made to leave. Directly after this, he sent threatening messages to Hall. And then within 2 hours of Shadrack's departure, the house was indeed on fire, sustaining $70,000 worth of damages. At first, Shadrack denied setting the fire, and he even agreed to a polygraph, before finally confessing to the crime. He was sentenced to 360 months or 30 years in prison. But because he pled guilty, he only served 42 days in jail and received a suspended sentence with probation. But even this is not where Shadrack's record began. In 2012, cops were called and dispatched to West Nettleton after witnesses observed Shadrack hit the mother of his child, Tanisha Jones, several times while she was in a car before pulling out a gun and threatening to kill her. Shadrach pleaded guilty and was given 60 months of probation for this, but we're not done. In 2007, Shadrack Ward copped a capital murder charge to which he pleaded not guilty, and as far as I can tell, he was never convicted of the crime. But we're still not done. In 2005, Shadrach pleaded guilty of possessing and manufacturing meth. I don't know if this is his full criminal history. This is just a glimpse of the parts of his record that are public. Some of my former classmates would have you believe that Shadrach was on the straight and narrow and really trying to do well, and it's such a shame that things turned out this way. As much as their heart is in the right place, I find the assumption extremely naive. Shadrach was a thug and a bully, and he has been one at least since 9th grade.
We all screwed up.
Yeah. That wasn't the life that I wanted to live anymore. You know, I just wanted to get a job, take care of them, be able to support my kids, be a part of my kids' life, and give them something that I didn't have.
Right. Set the example for them.
Yeah.
I definitely know that, because I know back in my younger days, I used to like to drink a little bit, and when my oldest son, he's about 4 years old, he came and brought Daddy a beer after work. I was working factory, and I'd always drink a beer after work, and he'd come to me, and he'd thump that top, and I said, that's not how I want to bring my kids up. I stopped right there. No more alcohol for me, because if I'm doing it, it's okay for them to do it in their eyes. So I had to do like you. I had to man up and set the example.
Just cutting grass. I started cutting grass. Something I always wanted to do. Start my own lawn service and cut grass, do flower beds, and just something. It was like a little trade I had, and I was doing that when I got off work, and wanted to buy a house, and the lady me off with, you know what I mean? We always talked about, getting us a house, buying us a house together, getting married, all that. And I had a...
So we all engaged?
Yes.
Yeah.
And, like I said, everything was good with us, and then I had some other family issues, and kind of slacked up a little bit, kind of set me back.
Shadrach says he slacked up a little bit and it set him back. He minimizes the wrongdoings of his past in such a way that it makes him sound as if he just didn't turn his homework in on time. "It wasn't me," said the little boy, is a phrase that suits him so well. In my opinion, Shadrack Ward is like a child who never learned to take responsibility for his actions.
I backtracked a little bit.
How'd you backtrack?
Something had happened with my brother, and I just lost focus on a lot of stuff, but the whole time, though, like I said, the woman I was with, she stood by me.
She was right there with you.
Yeah, stood by me the whole time. I was ready to give up everything.
What happened to your brother? He passed away?
Yep.
I lost mine last year. It was tough on me.
Yep.
I know how that feels.
Yep.
Mine was my older brother.
My luck hasn't been good. At all.
Goodness. Had it rough.
Yeah.
I hate to happen, because, let's say, a lot of people, we all make mistakes. And it's just what we do after our mistakes, what shows what kind of person we are. And it's just kind of like you talking about setting an example for your kids, kind of like what I was talking about earlier. Changing what I do so my kids will have the example of what kind of man they need to be. And it don't matter what kind of mistakes you make, the man that you turn yourself into, your kids see that. I mean, it's like, hey, my daddy, he did this, but my daddy did this, this, and this. Look at him now. That's who I want to be.
Yeah.
So what were you in prison for the first time?
Arson and possession of a firearm.
long did you stay there?
I did like 7. I think I did 7 years.
7 years?
All together.
Where at?
Calico, Riceville, Pine Bluff, a couple different,
I know Pine Bluff down there is rough. Prison system in there.
It's all about what you make.
Really?
I wasn't none of the riff raff. I was focused on getting home.
Getting right.
Getting to my kids.
So you get out, get your job at Riceland. Meet a nice young lady. You said her name was Sabrina?
Yeah.
Okay. And got her there for support. Did she have any kind of history?
Like what kind of like?
Any kind of trouble like you had?
No, man. She was a good woman.
She's kind of woman we need. Then.
Yeah, she was definitely what I needed. You know what I mean? Like with all my stuff going on, and you know, just like I say, I don't know, my luck was just so bad. You know, dealing with my brother.
She was right there beside you.
My auntie, and then she ended up passing away,
what happened on that?
The detective's segue into talking about what happened the night Sabrina died was superb. Bear in mind, Shadrach isn't exactly sure why he's been brought in for questioning at this time. As far as he knows, it could be related to his recent arrest in 2022, not what happened in November of 2021. I just want you to make a mental note of how Shadrach stated that Sabrina ended up passing away. It's almost like he's avoiding responsibility for ending up in prison months later by partially blaming it on Sabrina's death.
With Sabrina?
Yeah.
Man, I know we had nights like we drink and, you know, we hang out, and like I said, that night I know we was across town drinking. Then we decided to go. Well, she preferred me. She likes when we be at home and drink.
Right.
You know, but yeah, we drink. You know, we have.
She's a responsible woman. She knows it.
Yeah. She just, you know, she made sure. Like I said, she like when I'm at home.
Yeah.
So I was across town and we drinking. And actually, she called and she came over where I was at, and she was, you know, like, hey, let's go back home and drink, because I had a friend.
So she was a sober driver?
Yeah. I don't know if she had yeah, she did. She had like a wine cooler or something like that.
Nothing outrageous where she could still drive and all that.
Yeah, she was good, you know.
She was one taken care of.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, us as men, we tend to do stupid things.
Yeah.
We gotta have a good woman to take care of us.
Yeah.
So she drove you back home?
Yeah, and as we was leaving, well, I had a friend, you know, him and his lady friend wanted to come over and hang out and drink. And,
who's that?
A friend of mine, Tim Fields.
Tim Fields?
Yeah.
What's his lady friend's name?
I can't remember her last name, but I know she goes by Mia.
Mia?
Yeah.
So did Sabrina drive them over too?
No, they met us there.
They met y'all at your house?
Yeah.
So what happened when you got to your house?
Well, we started drinking. She had warmed up some Rotel, like she had fixed earlier.
Keys dipping Rotel?
Yeah. And so we was drinking. We was waiting on them, and I had put some wine and stuff in the freezer. Just something like we always do.
What were you drinking that night?
I think I had some vodka. I had some vodka and some kind of rum, I think.
Vodka and rum, goodness.
Well, I ain't gonna say like I was mixing it, but it was something my friend he had brought over, and I tried a couple shots of that he had. And like I said, we just, That's what this is about Sabrina.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I've been dealing with this too.
I know it's been up in that head and it's hurting.
Yeah.
Especially what you told me earlier. I'm very sorry about that, about her. She was being a good person, and you know, a lot of times it's the persona of somebody who gets out of jail that they're automatically a bad person. They don't understand that people make mistakes. Like I tell my officers when I'm training them, I said, it could be very well you in the back seat of my car right now. I said, it's one mistake that they made. And people just put that label on you. But then you got somebody like Sabrina that, yeah, you've been to prison, but I'll give you this chance to turn your life around. So continue talking about it.
Like I said, we was drinking. Yeah, I was feeling pretty good from drinking the vodka and drank a couple shots of the rum, and we was sitting there drinking and heard Neil, they drinking wine and stuff, and you know, just having a good time, just reminiscing, talking about old days, and just like how far we done came, how far I done came, and you know, and I know, you know, she done done it. I know she done done it a couple times, like, and I didn't pay no mind. She, you know, I done done it. Like, I know she said one time she wasn't feeling good. I had done it, but you know, we both had done it and just kept on being what we was drinking.
Shadrach may be referring to the rum mentioned earlier here. It sounds like he's saying that he and Sabrina were drinking it, but remember, no alcohol or drugs were found in Sabrina's system the night she died.
And I said, like, got to where I was feeling, like I said, I was feeling good, everybody feeling good, and they was, I don't know, Sabrina, I think she was ready to go, she was ready to lay down, and they was saying, well, all right, well, we don't really go, and stuff like that, and she was going to the room to go put her night clothes on, whatever. I was getting ready to turn everything off, you know, turn the music off, and all that stuff, something like what we usually do, and
Shadrach is painting a picture that everyone was in good form on the night in question. If you had to imagine the vibe in a house based solely on Shadrach's testimony, you'd likely picture two happy couples listening to music and talking about the good old days. But I'd like you to remember what Mia stated on the body cam footage. She says they left the house on Clover because Shadrach's behavior was sketchy. Either Shadrach doesn't remember how he acted on the night, or he's actively minimizing his actions to Detective Bill Brown.
They was, like I said, they was going to walk out the door when I was going to turn all that off. And I was still sitting there drinking. And I know, honestly, it's all kind of stories.
Yeah.
I was pretty blasted, you know. And I do remember turning the TV off. I remember her calling me. She normally do. We play a lot, you know, like.
What she call you, Shadrach? Or she
Yeah.
call you babe or honey?
Yeah, she called me Shad.
Shad?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, she called me Shad, she called me babe.
So you remember her calling you Shad?
No, I'm just saying, that's what she called me.
Yeah, I'm talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what happened?
Well, I kept on drinking. I sat there and I was finishing my glass. I was going to the bed. And like I said, when I finally said, all right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this music off. I got ready, I turned everything off. And that's when I was getting up, and she was laying in the hallway. I don't know what's going on with nothing, but she was laying in the hallway. We play a lot.
Right.
When I say we play a lot, I know you probably don't believe me, but
I've been married 31 years. I understand about playing a lot.
It's something that we always done.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes she'll pull up. I'm just gonna be honest. She'll pull up. Sometimes I run. If I beat her to the house, I run, pull my clothes on, and jump in the bed and play like I'm asleep. But like I said, like when she was in the hallway, I started, I'm like, get up. You want me to come to the bed? Get up.
Yeah.
And she just laying there. It's something that we always do. Like I lick her eye, something like that, or she'll lick my ear. That's how she get me to get up. When I did that, she didn't do it. I'm like, I'm talking to her. I remember this much. And I'm like, get up. Get up. I'm like, get up, baby. I'm like, for real, get up. Stop playing, for real. I did it again. She normally, I'm talking about, like, she gonna do something. If I look at her eye, she hated it. So I'm messing with her, I'm like, stop playing, for real. So I'm grabbing her, like, shaking her, like, man, get up.
How you grabbing her?
I'm grabbing her, like, get up. Oh, yeah, I think I grabbed her, like, behind her head, like.
Behind her, yeah.
Like, get up, baby, stop playing, for real. And honestly, it didn't dawn on me until, like, a little bit. And I'm like,
starting to scare me.
Yeah, it's scaring me. So I reached for my phone in my back pocket. And I started calling. I called 911. And I was yelling. I was panicking. I didn't know what was going on. I don't know. I ain't never been through nothing like this.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to tell them the address and, like, what's going on. Then they was telling me that they was on the way or something. I was yelling. And then they hung up on me. I called them back and they said they was there and so they was out there, but I'm hollering, hooping and hollering. I don't see them and all this and
seemed like it's taking forever.
It was taking forever. And I started, I checked her to see them, like, I said, I ain't never been through that, nothing like this. So I'm trying to check, see if she breathes. So that's when I started trying to do what's like CPR on her, whatever, and she was breathing. Blood was coming out of her nose, and she started throwing up her rotator. And, I'm talking to her, I'm like, baby, just hold on, I'm just, like I said, I'm talking to her, trying to talk to her. Then I still haven't heard, by the time when I heard the ambulance and stuff out of the truck, that's when I'm trying to get her to the front row. And that's when I ended up getting her. That's when she was throwing up the rotator right there in the living room. And when they got there,
was she walking then? Were you able to get her up to walk or?
No. I'm trying, like I said, I got her up the best I could, get her to the living room.
Yeah.
And that's where, like,
somebody's not helping you out, they're heavy.
Yeah. But like I said, she breathing,
She is breathing.
And I'm just telling them, like, just hold on, just hold on.
They're coming.
All right.
They're getting here.
And like I said, when they came, I think I was going back and forth with the officer because they were saying I wasn't understanding. Like I said, I know I was wasted, but I remember, I remember so much, And I was telling them, like, I need to be concerned about her, and they was telling me that they had a protocol or something like that. And I wouldn't understand.
Yeah, because it's not something you go through every day.
No.
You had that's probably a terrible, terrible night. And so let me get this straight. Like, Tim Fields and Mia, they left, and then Sabrina went in there to put her night clothes on.
Yeah.
Okay. And just you, her, and
yeah.
Okay. And then when you finished your drink, you came in the hallway, and that's where she was laying down.
When I finally got up.
And how big is the house?
It's 12.
No, I'm talking about bed. You ain't got to worry about square footage. But bedrooms, like 2 bedrooms?
3 bedrooms.
3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1 bath?
3 bedroom, 1 bath.
3 bedroom, 1 bath. Alright, so you was started out the night, you was at a friend's house. Drinking. And then Sabrina comes and picks you up and says, hey, let's go home.
Yeah.
She didn't disrespect you or anything.
Yeah. Man, we didn't get into it.
Good.
It wasn't nothing like that.
Good.
No.
And then she gets you home. Now, did she have any history of over drinking or drugs or anything like that?
No. Only thing, she was taking stuff for like her back and stuff like pain meds and stuff.
Always been responsible with it.
Yeah, like. But
how did y'all? When did you meet her after March?
I met her the next day I came home.
Oh, really? Yeah. Instant connection.
I met her. We started dating and taking it slow.
Mm-hmm. And so were y'all living together, or was she just staying there that night? Or?
No, we just started living together.
Started living together.
Yeah.
So when did y'all get engaged?
Like, I'm gonna say, was it? I don't know. Because she used to always tell me, I just, I asked her to marry me. I never, yes, I did get on my knees and I asked her to marry me. And actually, it was a little bit after my brother's death. And I was telling her how much I really appreciate her. And she was like, okay. She was like, well, because I ain't had no ring. And she was like, well, okay, well, we're going to do this in front of, in front of my people when you ask my people, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it was sometime after October, well, during the month of October. If you get in, I did not kill Sabrina. That's what you get at. I did not kill Sabrina.
No, I haven't asked that. Why would you say that?
Because...
Is that one of the things you've been dealing with?
Yes.
Yeah. Especially, it's as good as she was, it really weighs on you. And the way you want to be for your kids, I mean, you want to be the guy who, I'm the stand-up guy. I want you to follow me. Knowing that you had Sabrina that's, the perfect girl for you. It's leading you in the right direction. Because everything happens, and Sabrina passes away, and then you're right back where you were before you found her. And so when you're talking about that you didn't kill Sabrina and that's been what you're dealing with.
Yeah, I'm supposed to have been shot her, I'm supposed to have been poisoned, I'm supposed to have been strangled her, I'm supposed to have been all kinds of stuff.
Shadrach just listed off a bunch of things he was supposed to have done to Sabrina the night she died. But when he says that he was supposed to have strangled her, he pauses first. I'm no psychologist, but this immediately stood out to me as a red flag.
Supposed to give her a pill.
Goodness. So why would somebody say you shot her, you gave her a pill, or you strangled her?
Because people going off of my past don't even know me.
Yeah.
Me and Sabrina did not fight. We didn't fight, but none of that.
Right. And which, we've been married 31 years. Couples fight.
Well, I'm saying not no hand. I'm talking about physically, like verbal, like cuss each other out. But that was that.
Did y'all cuss each other that night?
No.
Maybe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand it, because especially like I told you back in the day, I drank some, and my wife she took great care of me, and sometimes her taking great care of me kind of disrespected me a little bit, and it's not that she was doing it on purpose. It's doing it because she loved me. She wants me to be a better man, and I'm sure that's what Sabrina is doing for you. Because she knows what kind of example you want to be for your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since you got an 18-year-old son. 17-year-old, 16-year-old, and a 14-year-old daughter. She's wanting you to be mad at. She knew. She's seen the good inside you.
Yeah.
She's wanting everybody else to see that. And her doing that, it's not out of disrespect, it's out of love. She loves you. Because she didn't hold your past against you.
No. She did.
And then for people to say that you strangled her. But again, drinking that much that night, you can get no argument. I can see where things happen, and I can see how that's bothering me because she was so good.
We didn't get no argument.
Why is it bothering you, Shadrack?
Why is it bothering me?
Yeah.
Because it's all I've been dealing with, like, since it's like, oh, I did all this to her. I'm supposed to have done all this to her. That's why it bothers me.
Yeah.
When I know I did.
Shadrack, if you know you didn't, then it wouldn't be bothering you that bad.
No, it bothers me because
there's got to be something in there. And a lot of times, man, I talk to people all the time. I talk to people all the time. And when something's bothering you like that, a lot of times it's going to keep on eating at you until you get it out.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, that's what I'm doing here. I'm talking with you. I'm trying to help you out. And once you get it out, I mean, yeah, we made a mistake, but it's what we do after. Like I told you the whole time, it's what we do after. Everybody screws up. Yeah, you were intoxicated that night. I mean, things happen. People understand. Once you show them who Shadrack is, they understand. I mean, just like your kids. Yeah. They don't understand, because look what my daddy did, but look what my daddy's turned out to be. He's not this guy who goes to jail all the time. Yeah, he's in jail right now, but he is a changed man. He is this, and this. He is in there changing other people's lives also, because he knew what he did, and he's preventing other people from doing that. And you could be that man. I mean, because you seem like with your tone of voice and all, you could be a leader. And you can make a difference in people's lives.
So far, Shadrach hasn't admitted to any wrongdoing. But if Bill Brown believes Shadrach is responsible for Sabrina Benson's death, then playing the "life's not over" card is a smart move. It's a good way to keep a potentially guilty suspect responsive in an interrogation for longer. If you murdered someone, and you thought you were on the verge of being caught, you might feel like your life is over. But if someone came along and offered you a cocktail of sympathy and hope, you might confide in that person. This is all a part of building a rapport. Bill Brown isn't Shadrach's friend. He's just doing his job.
But if you're hiding a secret, you can't do that. It's going to eat at you all the time. And let's talk about that night one more time. Go over what, once Sabrina gets you back to the house, Tim and Ed comes over. Mm-hmm. We all watching movies, playing games.
No, had the music on.
Had the music on. And just chilling and drinking.
Yeah. She was sitting in her little spot where she sat. I sat in the recliner where I sit at.
Tim and Ed were.
Oh, when they came, Mia sat on the couch where she was at. Tim sat on the opposite couch. We sitting there drinking, smoking some reefer. Yeah.
Smoking some.
Yeah. We smoking reefer and laughing, reminiscing like I said.
Was it just you and Tim?
Yeah.
Me and Sabrina.
They was drinking wine.
But they didn't smoke no weed.
No.
They didn't do that.
No.
Left that up to the men.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Tim and Mia left. And then, I swear, once Tim and Mia left, I mean, you gotta help me explain this, okay? Because Tim and Mia left. You stayed in the living room. You and Sabrina went to in the house. And then Sabrina, you find her in the hallway floor. Okay, How did she get there? You gotta help me out. Shadrack, come on. Let's get this off your head.
I'm getting it out of my head, but I know you point. I see where this going. I'm not crazy, man. I see where this going.
I know you're not crazy, man.
I know. You're trying to make it seem like I did. Whatever it was, I see where we're going with this stuff. I really do.
You really do?
Yes, I do. I do.
Does Sabrina deserve that?
Deserve what?
To be unanswered like this. She don't, does she? No. She don't. I mean, family's important to you, right?
Yeah.
Her family should be important to her. And they've had to deal, just like you, they've had to deal with a lot. And they need a little help, because it's like me telling you this, and you saying you know where it's leading to.
Yeah.
And you say you've been dealing with it in your head ever since it's happened. There's things we got to get out. And the only way to clear our head, get things right, give Sabrina the respect that she deserves, is to get the whole night out. Because you know, and I know, that there's more than her just walking and landing in the hall. But what else went on through there? Because you, as an adult, you don't just land in the hall. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. You trying to say that I did something to Sabrina and left her there. That's what you're saying.
No, that's what you're putting out right now. I want to know what led up to her being in the hallway. I didn't say nothing about you. I want to know what led up to her being in the hallway, Shadrack. She deserves this. I mean, she was there for you the whole time.
Yes, she was.
And it's time for you to be there for her. What led up to her in the hallway?
Only thing I can think, like I said, I did not put Sabrina there. We did not get into no fight or no argument and none of that. That's why I keep going and I keep telling you. We did not. We did not have no fight. We didn't fight like putting our hands on each other. We might have verbal cuss each other out, stuff like that. And she might tell me she gonna keep my ass for some more. But we go back and forth, but we never put our hands on each other like that. So it never even came down to that.
How did she wind up in the hallway?
All I think when she come out the room, like I said, I don't even know how long she was there after she called my name.
Right.
She could have tripped her. I'm just telling you.
She called your name. What she called?
She had called me like Chat. And I was like, here I come. But I was still sitting on the sofa, drinking.
I know he stated previously that he and Sabrina play a lot, but her calling his name and him replying, here I come, like it's a game of hide and seek, is ridiculously unbelievable.
Yes.
So she's calling your name, Shot. And you go in there and she's in the hallway.
I know you probably hear her and you saying, oh, this don't add up. I know, I see this.
You're telling it for me, Shadrack, you're telling it for me. I mean, for you to say that, even you know it's not adding up. And you've been having to live with this.
Not just that. That's the only reason why you talking about the secret I'm holding a secret. No, I'm still dealing with other stuff, dealing with my brother's stuff. No.
Oh yeah, you ain't never going. That's always going to be there. Like I told you, I lost mine last February. Matter of fact, it was February 1st of last year, so it's the year anniversary's been recent, and it's tough.
Yeah.
And so I know you're dealing with that too.
Yeah.
You're having to.
Yeah, and then dealing with fingers pointing at me like I did something, like I did.
Right.
Yeah. You ain't got to sugarcoat me, man. I'm just being straight up.
Well, I appreciate that. And you've been great with me the whole time. It's just when you're telling me this, you get to a certain point and you stop. And I don't understand. Because, like I said, be straight with you. As adults, we don't even drinking because she drank a wine cooler. You don't just fall out in the hall.
No, because they didn't just, when we was across town, she might have drunk a wine cooler over there where we was at. When we got back, they drank a couple bottles of wine, but that was that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's still
I might have left it out. They drunk a couple bottles of wine, but
Shadrach says Sabrina and Mia drank a couple bottles of wine and that he may have neglected to disclose that information previously. But we saw Mia on the body cam footage. She was driving and did not appear to be noticeably intoxicated. And I'll remind you once again that Sabrina's toxicology report showed she had no alcohol in her system. So why is Shadrach suggesting they drank a couple bottles of wine? It would be one thing to not remember how much alcohol his fiancée consumed on the night in question. But that's not what Shadrach's doing.
It's plenty of nights that we drink.
Yeah, like it's not the first time.
When she feels good. She feeling good, I'm feeling good.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, if Mama's happy, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the golden rule.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, that's still done it plenty of times, and she's never wound up in the floor.
I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're still there talking to me.
Yeah. Because somebody rushed me to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what happened.
Right. Okay. It's just...
I don't know.
Sabrina, how many kids?
She had a daughter and a son.
Daughter and son. How old were they?
23, and 24, and 22.
24 and 22. Did you know them very well?
Very well. I stayed in contact with them the whole time.
Oh, really? That's great. Still in contact with them?
Well, I haven't since I've been incarcerated.
Well, yeah, of course. You kind of get limited access on that.
Yeah.
They good kids?
Oh, yeah. They love me and I love them.
What do they do?
They work.
Where at?
One, the daughter, she was like substitute teacher, and her son worked at,
So they're doing pretty good then.
Yeah. Check on me, call, check on them.
Mm-hmm. Just have to deal with the loss of their mom.
But we get together, we talk, we check, we talk, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And reminisce.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, only thing, I mean, everything sounds good up till she's in the hallway. Like I said, you gotta help me out here, Shadrach. Do you need some water or anything?
No.
You good?
I'm good.
Okay.
I keep going back to the same thing, keep telling you. I did not kill Sabrina.
Shadrach just told the detective that he did not kill Sabrina, but he shook his head yes while making this statement. This is what's known as a non-congruent gesture, which is when body movements do not match a person's words. While not an admission of guilt, it may indicate deception.
You did not kill Sabrina.
No, I did not.
Was Sabrina killed?
I was killed.
I don't know, you said you didn't kill her.
No, that's what I'm telling you.
Did somebody kill her?
How was somebody going to kill her when it was us there?
She didn't even her.
She didn't, only people that she had people that she knew, but Sabrina she wasn't just in the streets or nothing like that.
So if somebody killed Sabrina, there was nobody else but you and her there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Well, that's why I need to talk with you then, okay? Because I need to know, like I said, me being married 31 years, I understand. Me and my wife's been a lot of arguments. I mean, she gets on my nerves, I've been on her nerves. I mean, it happens. Sometimes things get out of hand. And sometimes we say stuff that we don't mean, just trying to hurt the other person, no matter how good they are to us. Sometimes we do stuff we didn't really mean to do, and it gets out of hand, and we regret it afterwards, and we have to tell them, sorry, I don't know what got into me. And obviously there's possible something happened that night that was an accident that got a little too far, but now Sabrina's not here for us to say, baby, I'm sorry, I wish it wouldn't have gone that far, or maybe I wish I just screwed up. You don't deserve that, Sabrina. I mean, you were there for me. And I want to say I'm sorry, but I can't now. I understand stuff like that. Consider I know it's tough, especially how she was there for you. And so, if something happened by accident there that night, you said, like you're telling me you and her was only two there.
It's supposed. That's why I'm asking you, man. You don't have to be. We don't have to sugarcoat. What are you trying to tell? That's why I keep asking you. Because the whole time, what I've been waiting on, I was waiting on the medical exam. That's what I was waiting on.
Why?
Why? Because I wanted to clear up my name. That's why.
Medical examination report is not going to clear your name up, Shadrach. That's why I'm talking to you. I want people to see the guy you are. That an accident happened that night. I don't want them to see the guy who is angry, denying it, and has no remorse. You're not that guy. You're not that guy that's angry. You're not that guy that has no remorse. Sabrina did she trusted you with everything. She's the one that stood up for you. You're not that guy that was angry and did something to harm her on purpose. You're not that guy, Shadrach. I don't think you are you? No, you're not. I mean, accidents happen. Shit gets out of hand, Shadrach. I understand that. Especially when it comes with alcohol. Like I said, that's the reason why I did not want my son to be the example that I showed him. That's why I stood up and changed. You're not that guy. You're not that angry man. Shit happens. Accidents happen, Shadrach. Show me the guy who you really are. That accident happened. You're remorseful. You did not want that to happen to Sabrina. As much as she loved you and cared for you, you did not want that to happen. If she was here right now, you'd be able to tell her, I'm sorry, Sabrina. I did not want that to go that far. Did you? You didn't want it to go that far. You did.
But I know all this on video and all this. I'm not I'm saying I'm not about being on video. Tell me what happened. That's all I'm asking.
Shadrach, you tell me what, you know what happened, Shadrach. It's okay. Accidents happen, Shadrach. You did not mean for this to happen, did you? You didn't mean for it. It's going to be okay, Shadrach. I'm here for you. You're not that angry guy. Things got out of hand that night. It's okay. I'm here with you. If she was here right now, we could say, I'm sorry. I did not want it to go that far. It's okay, Shadrach. Get it out. Get this off your head. Be the man who you are and you want to be for your kids. Make mistakes. Accidents happen, Shadrach. You're not that angry guy. Things got a little carried away. I understand. If I thought you were that angry guy, I wouldn't be giving you the chance, Shadrach. I wouldn't. But I don't think you're that guy. There's a lot of similarities, me and you. You lost your brother last year. I lost mine. It goes a lot of shit to your head when you lose your brother. Like I said, I'm dealing with that, just like you're dealing with yours. I don't know nothing about your brother's passing, but like mine, he died of COVID. Healthy guy. Died. Died, I'm 4 years older than I am. No, he shouldn't have. And that's a lot to deal with. And then you find this woman who loves you, who's there for you the whole step.
The detective is doing a good job. If Shadrach killed Sabrina, convincing him that he didn't mean to is a good way to gain enough trust to lead to a confession. Also, a seasoned criminal like Shadrach might consider the possibility of a lesser charge, like voluntary manslaughter. This is when a homicide occurs, but it's not intentional. For instance, if you got in a fist fight in a bar and the other person died after you struck them, this might constitute as voluntary manslaughter, especially if you were the aggressor of the altercation. You didn't mean to kill the person, and the situation wasn't premeditated, but someone did die as a result of your careless actions. There's also something called the felony murder rule. This is when a murder charge is handed out if the murder is unintentional, but it occurs in the process of another crime, specifically a felony like burglary or robbery. If you robbed a gas station and shot the attendant in the head by accident while in the process of the robbery, this might constitute as a felony murder charge. It wasn't premeditated, but you were committing a crime and were responsible for the death of another. Intent is also known as malice. Usually, voluntary manslaughter is without malice and involves an emotional or irrational reaction from the individual responsible for the death of another where the death was not intended. Regardless of what Shadrach may think he'll get charged with, if he killed Sabrina, an admission of guilt is all the detective needs.
I mean, just like you're asking me about the medical examiner's report, you know. Don't be that guy who is angry. Don't be that guy who, I meant to do that. You didn't. You didn't mean to do that, did you? No. I don't think you did, Shadrach. Did you mean to do that? Shadrach, did you? Are you that angry guy? No. Actually, things went a little too far. Things went a little too far that night. If she was here right now, would you tell her you're sorry? Would you?
Yeah.
Would you tell her things got a little carried away that night? That you didn't mean it? Would you? Yeah. Tell me about it, Shadrach. Show me the guy that's got compassion. Show me the guy who feels remorse about losing the love of his life, who is there for him. Let's get this off. Let's get it out of our head, Shadrach. Come on, I'm here for you. Get it out. Get this demon off of us, Shadrach. Please don't keep on eating at you. Sabrina's here right now. What would you tell her? What would you tell her right now, Shadrach?
I'm sorry for everything I put it through, and sorry all this happened the way it did.
She didn't deserve that, did she?
I don't really know, man. You're trying to get me to confess, man. I understand that.
I know you understand, Shadrach. But what I'm trying to do is help you get that off your head. Help you be the man you are. Shadrach, that's what I want. Cause I ain't came in here and I haven't been angry with you. I haven't been ugly to you. I've been respectful to you, right? I'm trying to help you, Shadrach. Like I said, like I tell my rookies, every one of us could be in the back seat of my patrol car. Because every one of us can make a mistake. It's what we do after we make that mistake shows what kind of man we are. And you're not the man that is going to be angry. You're not the man who did this shit on purpose. You're the man who something happened. Something got out of hand. Accident happened. I heard you call 911 that night, Shadrach. I listened to that tape. I heard that fear in your voice. You were afraid something had done happened to her that couldn't be reversed. You were scared, Shadrach. You did not want to hurt her that night because you loved her. I could tell that you cared for her on that call, Shadrach. You're not this guy sitting over here that does not have no remorse. You wanted her to get help. You tried to get her help. Tell Sabrina you're sorry. Tell Sabrina what happened that night. Tell her you didn't mean for that to happen, Shadrach. True? True, Shadrach.
You talked to her mom, man?
Yeah.
You talked to her daughter?
Let's talk about it, Shadrach. Things got out of hand. You didn't make this to happen. Let's get it off our chest. I mean, just like you told me, you wait for the ME report. Because you knew. You knew I was coming to talk to you when I got the ME report back, right? True?
True.
Don't be that guy, Shadrach. I've got faith in you, buddy. I've got faith in you. You're not that guy. You're not that evil monster. Are you that evil monster, Shadrach? No. No, you're not. So talk to me. Tell me how she ended up the way she did. Show me you cared for Sabrina as much as she cared for you.
I care for her a lot.
I know you did. Because if you didn't, this wouldn't be weighing on your mind. Tim and Mia left, what happened? I know it's hard to relive it. It's hard. But once you get it out, then we can start recuperating. You can start healing. You can start that change. You can start being the man you want to be, the man that Sabrina wanted you to be. That's what happened after Tim and Mia left. It's like you done said right. It's just you and Sabrina in there.
What did the medical examiner say?
You know what the medical examiner said, Shadrack.
I'm just asking.
Shadrack, that's what I'm doing here talking to you, okay? You know what it says. I know what it says. I'm giving you the chance to prove your love to Sabrina. Because you told me things got out of hand. Things went too far. True. True, Shadrack. Things went too far.
No, I didn't say it got too far.
So it ended up the way it's supposed to end up, huh?
What do you mean?
Is that what you're saying?
What do you mean by that? It ended up the way it's supposed to be. What do you mean by that?
Well, things didn't go too far. I don't think things ended the way they're supposed to end. I think accidents happened. That's what I think, Shadrack. But you're not giving me that. I mean, you and I both know the reason why we're here.
Oh, well, it's pretty messed up.
I could tell by watching the body cam from the officers that you were pretty intoxicated. And you became pretty angry. And I understand that. So let's talk about did she make you angry? Did she make you angry that night, Shadrack? Huh? How did she piss you off, Shadrack? How did she piss you off that night? How did Sabrina wind up the way she did that night, Shadrack? I mean, I know you won't tell me, Shadrack. That's why I'm coming to you. That's why I want to know what kind of man you are.
I'm not no monster. I'm not none of that.
I don't think you are. I hope you're not. I hope you're not. Just like you asked me about the medical examiner's report. You know they found stuff. And you know what they found. And it's just you and Sabrina in the house. I need your side of the story, Shadrack. Because I've got the medical examiner side. I need your side. Because I don't want you to be painted as a monster. before, accidents happen. People get angry at each other. We make mistakes. The type of guy we are is what we do after the mistake is made. And this has been weighing on your head ever since that happened. Talk to me.
The judge ain't gonna see me as no accident.
How do you know that? A judge is just as human as I am. Tell me your side.
Because of my past, that's why.
It's as if Shadrach refuses to take responsibility for anything he's done. He speaks of his past as if it's so far behind him. But he wasn't even out of prison for 2 years when his fiancée was found dead. Then only months later, he was arrested for major crimes and locked up. He's already indicated that he may have had something to do with what happened to Sabrina that night, and he's worried the judge won't be understanding because of his past. But I'd argue that Shadrach doesn't have a past. He is a habitual offender who continually places blame for his actions on other things like his life, his brother's death, his aunt's death, and even, as you'll remember earlier in his interview, the death of his fiancée. A death he might have been responsible for. I believe that's why it's so hard for Shadrack Ward to admit fault, because I think it jeopardizes his entire view of self, and I believe he's blinded by cognitive dissonance. "It wasn't me," said the little boy. Only now, the little boy is a full-grown man who quite possibly never grew up. This is why I think the detective repeatedly suggesting that Shadrach be a man is so important.
Shadrach, everybody's got a past. Everybody. What did I tell you earlier? Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has a past. But it's what you do after that. Shadrach, be the man you want to be. Don't let your past define you. Yeah, you got a past. I do too. We all do. Is that going to define you? No. If it was, if your past defined you, Sabrina wouldn't even been with you. Because she was too good of a girl for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she didn't care about your past. She knew you changed. Don't worry about other people, what they think. Tell me what kind of person you are, Shadrach. What kind of person are you?
A loving person.
A loving person.
Caring.
A caring person. Okay. Loving, caring person. Tell me what happened during that time. Like I said, I know I've been married 31 years. Our wives, fiancés, they know how to hit the nerve because that's why we love them so much. Because they know so much about us. And they know how to push our buttons sometimes. Sometimes they can get out of hand, especially as intoxicated as you was. True? And you probably get quick-tempered when you're intoxicated. True?
True.
I mean, it happens. So what triggered you that night? What set that trigger off? What pissed you off? Shadrach, no matter what you tell me, I ain't gonna think no difference of you. Because anybody who can say, come in here and say they've been dealing with this ever since it happened is not no monster. Okay? That's somebody who has remorse. It's somebody who cares. Because they know they did wrong. It's somebody that's not a monster Marshall will probably come in here and say, Sabrina, who? You're not that guy. Prove to me you're not that guy. Tell me what happened that night. What led up to her? Tell me your version of it. So Tim and me left. What's going on now? What's going on? What's going on now, Shadrach? They've left. It's you and Sabrina. You and Sabrina in the house. And then fast forward. Sabrina's passed away in the house. I need you to feel that time in. I don't want nobody else to be able to feel that time in with your past. I need you to feel that time in. So would y'all get in an argument?
The only thing she would have needed to do was stop going everywhere drinking because of stuff that happened to my brother. She'd rather for me to stay at home and drink at home so she can keep an eye on me.
Were you going to go with Tim and Mia to drink? Or were you fixing to go somewhere else and drink? Or were you fixing to leave the house and she wouldn't let you? That's what it was. Then what happened? What happened then? Let's get it out, Shadrach. What happened after that? She wanted you to stay at the house. Where you wanted to go? What happened? Should have been an argument? Huh?
This stuff is gonna be in the paper. What we talking about? I know the police out there though.
Okay, let me tell you. It's, yes, you know it's on video. As far as the paper, I have no control, okay? The only thing I have control over is what I put out in my probable cause, okay? But as long as it's under investigation, it won't be in the paper. But I can't control what the paper gives me, what they do. If I could, I'd make a lot of things that wouldn't get out, because just like you, right? This is not, you didn't mean to do this, right? And I don't, you're not that person. That's why I want your story, because I know you're not the type of person that did this on purpose, did this out of anger. And I mean, because when I heard that 911 tape, you cared. But I need your story, though, Shadrach, to help me prove that you're not this angry person. Well, let's talk about it. What happened after she told you not to go out drinking? And don't care about the paper or anything else, what anybody else thinks. The only people you need to care about is you and your kids. And Sabrina, if she's still here. So what happened after that? Did y'all get in an argument? Okay, y'all got in an argument because you just wanted to still go out and drink and she didn't want to, or was it from earlier? Did she come at you? Did she come at you, Shadrach? Shadrach, did she come at you, man? Did she come at you and that's what happened?
For the record, there is no evidence that Shadrach defended himself that night, and I don't think the detective truly believes that either. But again, if he can get Shadrach to think that causing Sabrina's death wasn't necessarily his fault, that puts us closer to the truth and a confession. Bill Brown doesn't need to try Shadrach for the crime. That's for the courts. Bill Brown just needs to get a truthful confession that can be used in court.
It's okay. Shadrach. It's okay. Let's talk about this. Did she come at you? Did you have to defend yourself? Huh? Huh?
I didn't try to.
You didn't try to? You didn't try to what? Defend yourself? Was she hitting you? Did she hit you, Shadrach? What happened? Did you push her? Shadrach, what happened? Talk to me. You're not this. Tell me how this happened. She know your name? What happened, Shadrach? Talk to me. What happened, man? Huh?
She charged at me.
She charged at you. What'd you do?
Trying to get off of it.
Trying to get her off of you? How'd you get her off of her? Of you? How'd you get her off of you?
I grabbed her.
Grab her? Where'd you grab her at?
Around her neck.
Around her neck. Then what happened? Did you hold, was it one hand, both hands? Huh? You grab her with both hands, Shadrach? Put your hands out in front of me, show me. Help me be there. How'd you do it, Shadrach? How did you get her off of you? Huh, Shadrach? Let's get it out. It's going to be better once we get it out, Shadrach. And we can tell Sabrina we're sorry. How did you grab her around the neck? Put your hands out in front of you, show me. Is it one hand? Two hands?
Yeah.
Two hands? What did you do when you grabbed her around the neck?
I know I was plastered out.
You were intoxicated.
I was up to her. Telling her I'm good. I had to stop.
So you had her, how did you have her around the neck?
Like this.
Like that. And you were telling her to stop. And as you're holding her, go ahead and hold her. Hold her like you did that night.
Yeah.
And tell me what you told her.
Stop. You know, like I said, I can't remember it all, but I know I was telling her to stop. You know, and okay.
Enough's enough.
I know I was yelling at her, you know, man. It just.
How long did you hold her like this?
I was just trying to. I
don't talk some sense into her. I know you're intoxicated, so time is not the same. Did you hold her too long?
I think I did.
You think you did? Did you feel her go limp? Did you feel her go limp when you have your hands around her neck? Did you feel her go limp, Shadrack?
I'm just trying to get it off of me.
Just trying to get it off of you?
Shadrach has now admitted to strangling Sabrina Benson to death. And while we'll never know exactly what happened the night Sabrina died, what Shadrach's describing doesn't seem plausible in my opinion. Let's re-examine the facts once again. Sabrina had no alcohol or drugs in her body, even though he claims she drank brown liquor and a couple bottles of wine with Mia. Mia also does not appear to be 2 bottles of wine intoxicated when observed later on the body cam footage. Mia claimed she left the house on Clover after midnight because Shadrach was acting sketchy, similar to what we saw on the body cam footage. So if Sabrina had no alcohol in her system, and Mia appeared to be sober and driving, where did Shadrach get the idea that these women drank 2 bottles of wine? Where did he get the idea that everyone was having a good time that night when that clearly wasn't the case? If you ask me, it all comes down to this. It wasn't me, said the little boy. If I had to guess, I'd say Shadrach was probably preparing this self-defense excuse for quite a while, just in case his fiance's death ever indicated foul play pointing back to him. The idea that a recordless, sober Sabrina Benson violently charged at a belligerent Shadrack Ward, and the only way he could defend himself from her was to grab her by the neck with both hands and squeeze until she died, is simply far-fetched. The American Journal of Public Health states that 4 to 11 pounds of pressure would have needed to be applied for 3 to 5 minutes in order for death by strangulation to occur. It's precisely this finding that was stated in an updated addition to the JPD incident report by Officer Shane Fox, which he concluded indicates Shadrach's intent to kill Sabrina. This means Shadrach is being suspected of first-degree murder, and first-degree murder is no accident. Detective Bill Brown knew this already before the interview with Shadrach began.
And then what happened? So you held her around the neck till you called 911?
No.
No? Did you let her go?
Yeah.
What happened when you let her go?
I tried. That's when I slid out the way.
So, I mean, did she just fall straight down?
She fell.
Fell straight down, like no muscle tone? No muscle?
No.
So she was out of oxygen?
No.
So, what did you do then when she fell to the ground?
Trying to check on her.
Is that when you licked her eye? Did you lick her eye, or?
I'm trying to check on her.
Trying to check on her? She wouldn't respond. Did you tell her while she was laying there that you were sorry? You didn't mean to do it?
I told her I really wasn't going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere.
Why didn't you tell her that I wasn't going to go nowhere? If you just left me alone and this wouldn't have happened?
I'm just like, man, I promise I wouldn't. I was just saying, like, I was just saying, like, I wasn't going. I wasn't leaving the house, but I was a bastard.
You didn't mean to kill her then? But it was, you just held your hands around her neck too long. Did you hit her anywhere? Did you throw her up against anything?
Oh, see, that door.
Threw her up against the door?
Right. It's just the way it happened, the way she charged at me.
He had to have choked Sabrina for 3 to 5 minutes with significant force in order to kill her, after which he admits to licking her eye. I find that extremely bizarre.
So she charged at you just because Because she cared.
There's times where I'll get my keys and, I'll try to go somewhere, just knowing I shouldn't go nowhere.
Right. And Sabrina was that voice of reason, kind of like my wife is. Sometimes I try and do stupid things, and then she's there to, Bill, you don't need to do that. And that's what Sabrina was trying to do that night, be that voice of reason. And that's why it's been weighing on you so much. Right? Because you're not that guy. You're not that guy that put his hands around her neck that night. Now, Shadrach, you know you gotta answer for this, right?
Yeah.
But what I want you to know is that you make a change right now, okay? You make a change, and you own up to what you do, but you make a change so your kids will know who you are. You're not this guy who killed this lady, the woman who loves you. You're not that guy. Let them know your story. Let them know how you acted on alcohol. Keep them away from it. Use your story to keep them away.
I know the detective is likely just trying to keep Shadrach on track to signing a confession, but believe it or not, I actually somewhat agree with what he's saying. Some people can have a couple of drinks and never have a problem, and other people should never open a bottle. Excessive alcohol consumption drastically affects the frontal lobe of the brain, which controls cognitive function and memory formation. The frontal lobe is also known as the filter part of the brain that controls impulses. This might explain why Shadrach on the body cam footage goes from calmly intoxicated to extremely aggressive at the drop of a dime. But this doesn't mean alcohol consumption absolves Shadrach of his crime. He chose to put himself in that state, and he's responsible for his actions. He's not a little boy anymore. He's a killer who attempted to paint his victim as somewhat responsible for him strangling her to death. He tried to frame his dead fiancée with fault that belongs to him. And he did that while he was sober. If Shadrach was really a man taking full responsibility for actions he's truly remorseful for, then he'd have come clean with the truth so Sabrina's family may mourn her loss and move on. But Shadrach is willing to let everyone else think that she attacked him after drinking too much, and he killed her by accident in the process of self-defense. That, in my opinion, is the mindset of a monster. Let's not forget this man set fire to his ex-girlfriend's house and threatened another one with a gun after beating her.
What would you tell Sabrina right now if you could?
That I love her, I'm sorry. That I wasn't going nowhere. And I could tell her to stop, get off of me. She knew I was blessed.
There it is again. It wasn't me, said the little boy. As someone who faced this monster before, this is just pathetic to watch.
I know you said something about that door. What happened with that door?
But I was trying to, like I said, drop it over. She could kick my ass. Sure.
Sandra, let me step out for a minute. And you need a bottle of water, some Kleenex.
Oh my.
Okay. I'm gonna step out just a minute. I'll be right back. Okay. And I know you've been living hell since this happened. Haven't you?
Yeah.
Have you been able to tell anybody? You've been having to keep it all bottled up. And I'm sorry. That's tough to deal with.
Yeah.
Have you drank any more since? Or have you stopped drinking?
Yeah, I had started. I had stopped completely. Then I had started back.
What else about that night do I need to know? Because Shadrack, I mean, you know, you asked me about the medical examiner's report, and I told you I've gotten it, right? And you've covered part of what was on the medical examiner. But you know, there's some other things on the medical examiner's report, right?
What else on the medical examiner?
What happened with the door? Did her head hit the door or something?
You know what I told you?
You hit her head with the door?
No, I was trying to get her out there. I think I threw her to the door.
Okay. Threw her in the door. Something else. How much did she drink that night? Not much.
Well, she had drunk a couple bottles of wine.
Not much, because she didn't have hardly anything in her system.
No, she didn't get drunk or nothing.
She was sober. Where are we going to go from here? Does it feel a little bit better finally being able to tell somebody? Yeah.
The detective is smart to ask questions like this. It shows that Shadrack knew what he did for some amount of time. It wasn't like he didn't remember. He's been actively withholding the truth about Sabrina's death and the fact that it was a murder. This could be useful in court.
What would you tell her mama?
If I could trade my life for hers, I would be alright. I didn't mean to.
You didn't mean to.
I had every choice. I could stop this and said I don't want to talk.
That shows what kind of person you are, Shadrack.
The audacity for Shadrack to say, "I didn't have to talk," is astonishing. It's like, look at me, see, I'm actually a good person. I didn't mean to kill her. I didn't have to talk to you. I gave you information. I'm valuable. It's abhorrent. But the detective will play along with Shadrack's facade as long as it results in that confession.
Just like I told you at first, I don't think you're this evil monster. If I did, I wouldn't ever talk to you. I wouldn't have wasted my time. But I talked to a bunch of people, and I look at people's background, and you don't seem like this evil monster. That's why I came to you. So I know you wanted to tell somebody. Would you like to write her mom a note? So I know you said if you could tell her, you'd tell her that. I'm just trying to find something to help you out.
You already contacted, you said you already contacted her mom?
Not about today. Not about today. But I will. I mean, I'm going to have to, okay? Yeah. And you know I'm going to have to.
Yeah. Body count here. You could push me over here. I fell over.
You gave our officer spit that night. You know that? Yeah.
One of the ones came back and talked to me. I remember that. Like I said, it was just...
When you called 911, you said you was doing CPR on her. Did you ever do CPR? Because it didn't really sound like you was doing CPR.
I did.
You did try?
I did. I ain't lying about it. I did.
And something else that when the coroner talked to you at the hospital, that night you went up to the hospital. Well, the coroner, I think Tim went with you, didn't he? To the hospital? Who went with you to the hospital?
That was
another guy?
Yeah.
I know when the coroner came out and asked for the fiancé, you didn't say it was me, you walked away. Why did you do that? Because you don't want to talk with anybody closely related to law enforcement? Because they're feeling guilty?
Honestly, at first, I didn't even know that he was the coroner until you know what I mean? I was asking him, who was he?
You think he was law enforcement or something?
Honestly, yes.
Well, so you was feeling guilty and didn't want to talk to them?
I did. When he said the coroner, that's why I just walked away. So, I ain't got nothing to hide. I just want to, at that time, I didn't want to live. No, I'm not suicidal, but I don't want to live.
There's a reason why you are, though.
Why is that?
I don't know. It ain't been determined yet. God's got a plan for everyone else. It could be the example you make to somebody else. It could be once you start a program in prison that you're talking to other people that had alcohol problems. You never know. You never know who you can help now. Yeah, you took a life, but you can save many. You know? That's something your kids would be proud of.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you're that type of person or not. I think you are.
What's that?
Somebody who can prevent other people from getting on alcohol like you did and getting that rage that you did when you was on alcohol. Stop them from going that far. Your story could, you don't know who your story can help. Sure?
True.
I mean, like I said, if that's the route you choose. But there's a reason why we're all still here. Is there anything else you want to tell me or anything else you need right now? Alright, well, I'm fixing to end the interview, okay?
I didn't try. I tried to. I apologize, to her mom, her daughter, son. I really did.
If just things would have worked out different that night. Shadrack, here's my card if you need to talk to me about anything, okay? Probably be out tomorrow, do some paperwork, okay?
I know they probably charge me with everything,
No, you're going to be charged with a homicide.
What's the difference? I'm asking you, like, what's the difference?
What's the difference in?
Like, homicide is
it means the death of a person. As far as battery, they're still alive. You got different degrees of homicide.
Technically, by definition, homicide means the killing of a person by another person. The term homicide on its own does not necessarily mean murder. Murder is a type of homicide, the illegal type of homicide. Murder is the unlawful and unjustified killing of someone. All murders are homicides, but not all homicides are murders. Detective Bill Brown may be purposely minimizing the term and playing on Shadrack's ignorance to further ensure delivery of his confession in writing.
You also have capital murder, which I don't believe this is capital murder. I don't believe you intended to do that. You didn't have plans to do that. And you did not do that while you was involved in another crime. Alright. If you want to do nothing else, I'm going to end the interview, okay? I'll show you back in here in just a minute. I'll have to place you back in cuffs to transport you back out to the county, okay? Shadrack, thank you. Everything's going to work out, okay?
Alright.
It's going to be tough at first. And there's going to be days that suck. But you know where you can keep your heart in the right spot, okay?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Shadrack Ward pleaded guilty to murder and was convicted of first-degree murder before being handed down a sentence of 70 years in prison. Regardless of intoxication, Shadrack intended to kill and destroy one of the only things in his life that ever truly believed in the good inside him. Sabrina Benson literally risked her life to have faith in Shadrack, a risk that tragically placed her own life in hands that took her last breath. Shadrack, it's been a long time. At the Nettleton High School class of 2003 reunion, I reconnected with so many classmates that have gone on to add value to this planet. Yet it seems like you did the opposite. You stole something valuable from so many people's lives. Sabrina's son and daughter have to live with what you did. There will likely never be a day that goes by where they don't think about that awful night. They'll face unanswered questions for the rest of their lives because their mother was engaged to a monster. And your own kids, who were all at ages where they needed you the most, will forever have to live with the fact that their father is a murderer, a complete garbage person. You stained the lives with so many with your horrible actions. But what stings the most is your unwillingness to man up and fully take responsibility for what you did. Your cognitive dissonance, arrogance, cruelty are appalling character traits that have led you to the bed you've made. I hope you stay locked up until you die and never return to society. My friend, It's much better without you in it." "It wasn't me," said the little boy, but the little boy was nowhere to be found. Where once he stood, now sits a monster locked in a cage. A monster responsible for that which the little boy denied. Life. I'm Mr. Black, and this is The Disturbing Truth.